everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is good to have you on board. Today's video is inspired by Sim Kolwapi. She is a YouTuber. Her latest video talks about this topic, i.e. the imposter syndrome / self-doubt. So I thought, hey, this is something I resonate with, and I'd like to think maybe some of you resonate as well. In my previous role, one of the things I had to do was to take minutes of panel meetings between our organization and some of the members or people that are representing other members of the organization that I was working for. And so that's not an easy task. Simple, you get there, you put your recorder there, people talk, you take them, write them, distribute them, done. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, fine, I'll do that. But when I thought about it, I was like, whoa, wait. So this means that I am gonna sit in a boardroom filled with CFOs, CEOs of the like people in high places. And I was like, but what am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? And I wasn't expected to say anything, but it just hit me, oh my gosh, you know nothing. You are new. You're an intern. You don't belong there. What are you gonna say? You don't belong there. And I'll just go into these meetings on some and just target for a chair that is sort of at the corner so I can sort of be distant from everyone, which wasn't really practical because it was quite a small-ish boardroom. And so everyone could see everyone, but still I took comfort from the fact that I was sitting sort of at the end of the table, sort of far from everyone, because I just didn't feel like I belonged there. It just felt like there was this huge light pointed, showing how inexperienced I was and how I did not belong there. And it was just so hard for me. It was just so hard. I remember one of those meetings, there was someone from HQ, from our organization. And this is like a big person. Initially, I wasn't supposed to take minutes at that meeting, but I was invited to come in and take minutes of that meeting. And I remember standing outside the boardroom, holding the door handle and just shaking and just, I wanted to die. I just didn't want to be there. Like, I was like, and I remember a colleague of mine laughing at me and she was like, dude, I'm shy, but you are on another level of shy. And when she said that, I was like, wait, but I'm not a shy person. But I couldn't correct that or defend myself because what was I showing? I was exhibiting signs of someone who was shy, who didn't want to be there, who was, Of course, people that know me know that is not true. I am not a shy person. I am outgoing. I am over here. So that was not a true reflection of me. And I remember again in another instance, actually a day after that big meeting with the big person, we were now just standing outside at another event. So we're just standing outside there chatting, and one of the members of the panel said to me, oh, so my colleague was asking if we can take pictures, and I was like, no, I don't want to take pictures. And this guy says, you need to stop what you're doing. That's not you. Stop acting like you are this reserved person, because you're not. And I was like, I wouldn't do it. Like, because he saw right through me. And that's another thing. We, like, as the actor, or when we are putting on faces of, oh, what can I say? When we are exhibiting a false self, you get me, right? When we when we do that, people can see right through that, and then people won't trust you because you are faking, basically. Nobody, I wasn't faking, but it was coming from a point of feeling like I didn't belong. But either way, I was not showing my true self, and it was showing that I was not showing my true self. I was actually shocked when I found out that this is actually a thing. Like, there's a word for it. It's called imposter syndrome. It's not just something that I was experiencing. It's not just my thing, you know. Actually, a lot of us are suffering from this. And I remember watching one of the interviews by one of Michelle Obama's interviews, and she was talking about how you have this whole imposter syndrome thing going on, which is quite evident. You think when I born it, this is just me, but it's evident. You go into meetings with this whole belief that, oh, I don't belong there, whatever feelings of inadequacy that you may have. And she says you go there with people that don't want you there. And so she was asking, do you think they're gonna move their chairs so you can sit comfortably? No, they won't. Right? But fortunately for me, that's not the experience that I had, at least with those members of the panel. I mean, one of them was a director at Deloitte. Now, that's how big those people were. And so, lucky for me, they saw me, or they picked up that maybe I was feeling like that, and they never made me feel like I didn't belong. They carried on with life as normal. They treated me like an equal. They treated me like one of them, even though still I held back, didn't want to say anything. You don't want to say anything wrong in front of directors. That was just me. So girl, you better just zip it, keep it here. You don't want to say any wrong thing. Maybe like a few weeks after that, that whole situation, the big meeting with the big people, and what one of the panel members said to me, I started thinking about it. I was like, no, man, there's something wrong with me, because I'm not a shy person. There's something wrong with me. I'm not afraid of people. I'm not afraid of talking. Like, what's happening? What's going on with me? And I realized that I was lacking self-confidence. That's what was happening with me. And that was new to me, because for the longest time I believed that I was actually a confident person. Like, I knew my story, so but it actually turns out that all of that which was happening was a lack of self-confidence. It was and when I thought about it, I was like, no, wait, let's trace back. Where did I suddenly become less believing of myself? When did I suddenly start to not trust myself, not trust my views? What's happening? And for me, when I was just doing my own tracing back, I realized that it all started with when I failed exams. Now, yes, before you start to say, oh, Sphinx, but you've been saying, look, yes, but you failed exams, move on. But I mean, for me, that taught me a lot. That period, 2017, 2018, failing those exams was such a revelatory experience for me. I learned a lot about myself. If that that was the primary school I used to go to from grade 5 to grade 7. They used to do this amazing thing at the beginning of a new term where they would publish the top 10 performing pupils in each grade. And it was such a nice thing. It was such a nice thing because I would always be there by the top 10. It was such a nice experience. And I just loved it. It was such even though at the time I didn't realize that it was so validating and it just felt so good, and I took it to another level. So they used to do that, and I used to love it and I used to enjoy it. Now, pause on that story. Now, when I was realizing that, okay, you've lost confidence in yourself, or you don't have confidence in yourself, I did anything that any person would do, any right person would do. I went to Uncle Google. I typed I wanted to know the science behind self-confidence, or what makes us lose self-confidence for that matter. And I was on YouTube and I came across a video, and this lady was talking about self-confidence, and she was saying there's a difference between self-confidence and arrogance. Self-confidence is being okay with you. It is believing in yourself. It is believing in yourself based on who you are. Everything that's you, irrespective of what is outside of you, just you. Whereas arrogance, we know it's I'm the top. I'm the one at the top. I'm good because I'm this, because I'm that, because. And she was saying, and it shocked me and hurt me at the same time. And she was saying, people who are arrogant their confidence is based on the fact that they, like I was saying, they are at the top, they are top performing, their self-worth is determined by their achievements, the things that they have. It's all external sources, and that's how actually Sim puts it in her video. She says, you are validated by external sources. And I actually realized that's what was happening with me all these years. That whole thing that was happening in primary school, being celebrated and all this, I took it to another level. For me, it was good. This is what I took from it, or this is what it made me become. It was good. I was at the top and then everyone else at the bottom. And I was okay with that because I was not at the bottom. I was at the top. I'm up there with the top performers of this world. So I'm good and sharp. I'm that girl. And that's how I defined myself. And that's the value I attached to myself. Now, fast forward 2017, 2018, during this time that I'm failing exams. Now I'm at the bottom. Right? I am at the very place I did not want to be associated with. I was at the very place I was never associated with. I'm there with the non-performers. I'm at the bottom. And Linda was saying that's what happens with people that are not confident. That are not really confident, or people that are arrogant. When you remove these things that they are attaching their self-worth to, they're left with nothing. Because they are good, because they are achieving or whatever that they attach to their value. And I was so shocked, and I had to admit to me, myself, and I that I was never confident in the first place. It was just arrogance. I loved being at the top. I loved achieving. I loved being above other people. And now when the tables were turned, I was at the bottom. Now all of a sudden I was not good with life. And so, that was it was a hard thing for me to process. It was a hard thing for me to process. It was a hard thing for me to admit to myself. And I'm grateful for it now, because truly, like I said, it was such a revelatory moment for me. I learned about myself. I learned a lot about myself during that time, and I will forever hold on to those lessons. One of this lady I'm talking about, I found on YouTube in another video, again talking about self-confidence. She shares a quote from a book that she was reading at the time. I think she was saying the title of the book is Lessons on Miracles, something along those lines. But she just shares that quote, and I want to read it and share it with you as well. She says, a sense of inadequacy. So she's giving reasons why also we happen not to have self-confidence, or some of the things that lead us to not believing in ourselves. She says, our sense of inadequacy, weakness, or incompletion comes from the strong investment in the scarcity principle that governs the whole world of illusions. So she explained this by saying that the author of the book talks about this whole principle of scarcity, which basically means as people, we operate from a place of scarcity. We believe that there's few resources. We believe that, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not qualified enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I don't have the right body, or all of those things. I don't have money enough, I don't have enough education, therefore I am not good enough. And all of those negative thoughts, of course, lead to not believing in ourselves and all these things. And it's a thing, it's a principle that it's a false thing that is happening, that there are few resources. And those people that are arrogant, or those people that don't have self-confidence, what they do is, because they are of the belief that there are few resources in this world, or so they start to push people down. One of those people that I will get to the top even if I'll push other people down, and all of those things. And so we operate from that. We are very competitive. We are threatened by other people's success. We think, if there's another new person coming into the industry, that our portion of the pie is going to be reduced. And so we are not willing and open to share and see other people succeed, because their success is a threat to your success. And when she was sharing about this quote, it actually reminded me of a scripture from Doctrine and Covenants. Doctrine and Covenants is one of the scriptures that we read from in our church, and I just want to share that with you, just how the Lord is correcting that notion, and how I believe it, and how really it just boosts my confidence, and really just debunks this whole myth that there are few resources in this world. If someone else is succeeding, then they're reducing your chances of success, and that whole thing that is not true. I'll just read it now. I'm there. So it's Doctrine and Covenants, section 104, verse 17. For the earth is full, and there is enough and to spare. Yea, I prepared all things, and have given unto the children of man to be agents unto themselves. There is a space for all of us in this world. We all have an opportunity to shine. We all have an opportunity to grow. We all have an opportunity to succeed. Other people's success must not be we must abandon that belief that other people's success is a threat to our success. And just again to share, guys, when was it? I think a few days ago, I was going through I've been when getting page come in South Africa. And finally, one of the judges were being interviewed and being asked what are they looking for in the ladies that have entered the competition this year. And Anala was like, I'm looking for someone that's authentic. I'm looking for someone that will be consistent. I'm looking for someone who is comfortable in their story. I'm looking for someone who will not be moved. So she was saying, because you need to realize you'll go to places, you'll meet people that have achieved more than you have, people that have traveled the world more than you have, people that know it all and are everything that maybe we consider good in this world. And she says, I'm looking for someone who will be in those situations, but still not be moved. Still, that will not be moved. Someone who will not question themselves. Someone who will not look down on their story and who they are. I want someone who will be comfortable in those situations. And that reminded me, guys, like that's why I keep on quoting all these people, because like irreal, and a lot of people are saying it. And you guys know I was reading Michelle Obama's book, and she was saying in her book, just to add on to Lende Tetong Ana Lebana, she was saying the more she told her story, the more she became comfortable in her story, the more she came to love it. And that's what it is. That's what it is to love ourselves, to be comfortable in our own skin, as we normally put it, to be comfortable with who we are, to be comfortable with just the people that we are over here, we are loud, we are just everything, we are all over the show. Okay, another story, this is the last one. I remember, I think I was in grade 4. And in grade 4, I had a friend, and she was like very reserved. You know those reserved people, reserved, few words, and that's all. And I was just over here and and I remember saying to myself, Yabana ngomso, anzothetha, ne? Zawufana nochomwam andizothetha. I was so miserable. Like, I remember I was so miserable because I love nekantule, and that's something that's not me. And I have to be proper and be like her and mind my own business. I was like, and I think from that young age, I just became comfortable with the fact that mna ndilapha ke sana, ndiyathetha, ndingulo mntu, and that's it. This is me. I'm loving who I am. I'm learning to be comfortable in my own skin. I'm learning to be confident the right way. I'm learning to understand and be at peace with the fact that truly in this world, just because there are people who are succeeding more than I am, does not diminish my worth, does not say that I am less of what or not, but I am me. I am comfortable in who I am. I am at peace with who I am, and I will show the world that this is who I am. Thank you for watching today's video. Thank you for taking your time and just coming here and listen to what I have to say. So yeah, guys, one of the positive feedbacks that I've been getting is that, oh wow, you are so authentic, you're so raw. So that's why today I came makeup free, my maflejos, slipping maflejos, because Secresa Spirit Sober Authentic, and this is something that has to do with authenticity and just being okay with who we are. Yeah, so this is me. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the feedbacks that you are giving me. So please do the right thing. The liking, the subscribing, the joining, and just coming along with me in this journey of becoming the better and the best version of ourselves. Thank you.